here is why nutrition is so much more important than calories in versus calories out, guys. Now, I know I always say if you're you got to be in a caloric deficit to lose weight, which is true. However, if you want to sustain and maintain that caloric deficit and also make sure you don't have nutritional deficiencies, you want to make sure where you get those calories from are more whole foods, more fruits, more vegetables, right? Not only will that help you with satiety and keep you really, really satiated, but it'll also make sure that you have enough energy, that you don't feel sluggish, and it'll reduce cravings. Look, if I eat 2 Reese's, right, 210 calories, what's going to happen is I'm just going to crave more Reese's, because the more junk you eat, the more junk you crave, right? Versus if I have a protein shake with 30 grams of protein, 160 calories, so 50 less calories, it'll fill me up, keep me satiated, but it also will change my body composition. You see, if you're eating a bunch of Reese's, if you're eating a bunch of chips, all these foods are super low in fiber, super low in protein, and they have no nutrients in them. And because they don't have nutrients, when you break down these foods, you actually utilize your nutrients, which is why people who eat like a lot of chips, a lot of fries, a lot of empty calories, they end up with a lot of nutritional deficiencies. All right. Now, this low carb tortilla wrap has 17 grams of fiber and 70 calories, right? So when I eat this with my ground beef versus getting a regular wrap, which has like 290 calories, I'm way more full because of the fiber content, but I also save 170 calories, literally 220 calories. I save 220 calories, which is a lot. That adds up. And then when I eat ground beef, that's 93.7 instead of 73.27, literally saving half the calories, right? Because 93.7, 8 ounces has half the calories of 73.27 with the same calories, right? That's one thing. Another thing is you'll notice when you are eating a lot of junk, like for example, say you have 2,000 calories in order to lose weight, right? So you're like, oh, all I need to do is hit 2,000 calories. So you go get a chicken sandwich and some fries from Chick-fil-A and you get a milkshake. That's already 1,400 calories. However, majority of those calories are coming from carbs and fats, right? So that's going to affect your body composition. When you get majority of your calories from unhealthy carbs, unhealthy fats, a lot of sugar, you'll notice that your abdomen area will be bigger and you won't really have as much muscle mass because you'll be losing a lot of muscle, right? Not to mention that if you have that one meal, it's already 1,500, 1,800 calories, somewhere in that range. So now you only have 200 calories left. And since your protein is so low from that meal of, chicken sandwich, fries, and milkshake, now you're going to have to get the rest of your calories from protein. And that's not very sustainable. Just imagine you could only eat 1 Chick-fil-A meal a day and then you have to eat like 3 packs of tuna in order to, hit your goals. That's just not going to happen, right? It's so much easier when you eat more whole foods, steak, chicken, eggs, broccoli, green beans. When you eat more whole foods, you have more nutrients, you have more energy, and you'll be way more full throughout the day. And it makes it easy. That's why if you feel super hungry on your cut, right? If you're on a cut and you feel super hungry all the time, or you're like, yeah, I can't eat in a deficit. I just don't feel good when I eat in a deficit. It's because what you're eating in a deficit doesn't have a lot of volume. That's why I always preach the volume method, because when you eat with a lot of volume, it's like, damn, am I overeating? No, you're just eating high fiber, high protein, and you're making better choices. Like I said, if you go to Chipotle and you get a burrito, I'm going to show you guys my day of eating. It's coming up soon. So if you go to Chipotle and you get a burrito, their burrito wrap has like 290 calories, I think. This has 70. So just use this instead. Bring your Chipotle home and use that instead, or bring that shit to Chipotle. It's literally, you'll save 220 calories. It makes a huge difference. All right. And when you're eating fast food 24/7, you're going to crave more fast food. You're going to be eating high fat foods. You're going to be eating processed foods. I've only talked about like the effects it has on your physique. The effects it has on your gut health is insane. All right. When you're eating more berries, more yogurt, more natural foods, your gut health is going to be amazing. All right. When you're eating all those processed foods, all the junk, all these chemicals that are in most of these candies, these chocolates, these chips, your stomach health is going to be horrible. Right. You're going to be at high risk for a lot of things. The way I cured my gastritis, this is a little bit off topic, but the way I cured my gastritis was I went from eating foods with a bunch of ingredients on the back to eating foods with 3 ingredients or less. So if it's chicken, it needs to say organic chicken or chicken, right? It should say chicken breast. It shouldn't say chicken breast with rib meat, with soy, lecithin, and all this weird shit in there, right? It's supposed to just be chicken, all right? And if it's like frozen chicken, it should say like grilled chicken and one other thing, right? But a lot of frozen chicken has like 30 ingredients. A lot of foods that you eat, like Eggos, have like 30 different ingredients. And most of these junk foods, like I said, they're not high in fiber, which when you eat a lot of foods that aren't high in fiber, you're not going to be full, and it's going to spike your insulin a little bit more. You'll notice you store more fat. So any of my Caribbean folks watching this, you know that our diets, like Caribbean diets, consist of a lot of carbs and a lot of fat, right? Which is why we tend to have a big round belly, because majority of our calories come from carbs and fat, and all get stored in the abdomen area, and all the cholesterol in the food, you gain visceral fat, etc. Right? So if you're in a calorie deficit, if you're attempting to get into a calorie deficit, make sure that you eat more whole foods, all right? More whole foods, and keep it simple. Make sure you're eating your vegetables and your fruits. And for fruits, mostly berries and apples and things like that, right? And then make sure